So here's the area where I got all the milled lumber stacked up. We got piles of 2x6s and 2x4s. That's all hemlock. All the stuff that's covered with tarps is the 1-inch thick pine boards that was cut, milled out about 1.5 years ago now. The hemlock 2x were all cut or milled out this fall and stacked. The forester is using this area over here as his log yard. He's got some hemlock logs and some birch logs and poplar, depending on where you're from, logs. And then there's some more logs up in there. Those are all hemlock. And then this area in here, the forestry monster was able to get in and thinned a lot of this stuff out. There was a lot of nasty blown down dead stuff, a lot of underbrush. Did a really good job in here. And this area over here, the thickest part of the thick that you can see over there, that area up in there, everything in here looked like that. This whole area was so dense, it was impossible to see the road from my house or my house from the road. And now it's open enough, you can see the roadway. Interestingly, over in here, I actually found 3 elm trees, which is pretty rare in the state of Maine at this point. See, I marked them out with a orange flag to make sure the forester didn't injure or cut them. So there's one there, there's one further back over there, and there's another one here somewhere. That's behind me. And the third elm is over here. And there's another hemlock yet to come down. So we had a spruce, I believe it was, over here, blew over. You can see how prolific the hemlock tops are over here. Forester's got most of that limbed there to pull that out. So that snapped over in one of the windstorms we had here a couple of weeks ago. Nice and rotten on the inside, like most of them do. Ooh, there's a, I didn't even see it, but there's a deer bed right here where somebody was hanging out. Not too far from the house, which is right over there. It's the only time I've seen a single deer bed. And again, some more popple limbs here. And then the proliferation of hemlock tops. I've had a few bonfires this fall burning hemlock tops. They do not like to burn. Not like spruce and fir and pine. You got to get heat underneath these to get them going, and even once you get them going, you got to keep heat. Gotta keep them stacked up, keep them hot. But again, you can see that's still fairly thick in there. I may have him thin out some more stuff here. I'm hoping to have time to meet with him either Monday or Tuesday this week. He should be done here. I think he was planning on being done here this week. He's actually hoping to move over to the property owner just below my property, down beyond where we started out, down the other side towards the lake. As you can see here, you can hear the vehicle going by up there. That's where the road is. So in this area here, there was some old barbed wire up along the roadway. There was barbed wire. You can see where my backhoe attachment is down there. There used to be, that is all open. That whole area there is open now. That was all closed in and wooded in here a couple years ago. But down below there, more towards the house, there was barbed wire that ran along that area now where the puppy building and the large 12 by 12 doghouse is down there, and the woodshed and the chicken coop. But again, you can just see how thick the hemlock tops are in here, and they're everywhere, as there was a lot of hemlock in here. So I'm hoping to be able to get somebody in here with an excavator and grab a hold of those and make some big piles, so we can get some, maybe get some cedar or something hot underneath it and get those burnt this winter while the snow covers on the ground. Reduce the chance of any kind of a forest fire or spreading a fire anywhere. Lots of work. And this area up here is the area where I had the forestry mulcher come earlier this year. The first place I had him come. Had him spend a day up here. And opened a lot of this stuff up in here. I got some more. I need to get back up in here. I cut out some of the small maples, turned those into firewood. There's still a bunch up in here that I would like to come back up and thin this out some more. This area, I do want to fence this whole area in from the, this is with the, this old trail road has been here for a long, long time. But I've been using it as a skid trail. That's where he's been hauling a lot of the logs out through from down below. But all along the roadway up here, I would like to be able to fence that in. So there's about 700 feet from the driveway, which is down that way, all the way back up along the road frontage here, up to my property line, which is beyond where you can see through the trees up there. And then down to the existing pasture on that corner, and then kind of back up through this whole area that's been cut over, and back up through this open area down here that we just came up through a minute ago, and back out around where the lumber is stacked. And that's about a 6.5 to 7 acre plot. And like down below, where I want to rotate the pigs through, to turn that over down there and open that up some more into pasture, I'd like to do the same thing up here. But that means I have to have a sturdy fence system, perimeter fence system, around the whole section here. And I think I came up with something that looks like it's really going to work. And it won't be $10,000 in fencing. Be a couple thousand, but not 10,000. And this area, after I can get pigs on this a few times, can then be used for either cows or sheep. Because we're gonna blow up the farm idea. Not blow it up in a bad way, blow it up in a good way. We're going from dogs and chickens. We added cows. We had pigs last year. Not this last summer, but the summer before. We're gonna have pigs again this year. We might have sheep this year. You can see, there's a deer. Hey, Maddie. There's a deer print. Ugh. Hi. Hi, Freedom. So, yeah. It's got cedar logs over here. Having to pull out a bunch of cedar for me. I figured for what I needed, probably 400 cedar posts, but with what I came up with the other day, it's going to be a lot less cedar posts than that. But we'll have cedar here for whatever we need it for. There might be some cedar that could possibly be milled into boards. Some of this doesn't look too bad on the end. Looks like you might get some good sections out of that one, possibly. But anyway, some possibilities, some boards there. And then he's got some hemlock logs here. I'm guessing he's got these here. I told him I wanted another 12 16-foot 6x6s in hemlock, because we got some building to do. And 6x6s make good upright structures. And then this over here looks like hemlock. And this is more hemlock logs over here. So anyway, that's the tour and the catch up. I hope you enjoyed the little tour this afternoon. It's coming down towards sundown. You can see you never used to be able to see this from here because that was all right full of trees. And now you can see the mountains over there and you can see the sunset. So again, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you on the next video.